Okay, 4K 30 frames per second, Pixel 6 Pro and Galaxy S20 FE. Remember that you can record up to 4K 60 frames per second with the front-facing camera on the Galaxy S20 FE, but just up to 30 frames per second with the Pixel 6 Pro. So the good news today, so it's not very hot, so it's actually cool. Very overcast, so the phone hasn't overheated, which is really good. So an evidence that this phone is probably suited for this kind of weather, not hot weather. But we'll see. Maybe an update will fix this overheating issue with the hot weather. So let me pan around quickly. 4K 30 frames per second. Pixel 6 Pro and Galaxy S20 FE, and you let me know what you think. Okay, now 1080p 60 frames per second, 1080p 60 frames per second, Pixel 6 Pro and S20 FE. I'm going to pan around, so I'm going to stay in this same spot because it's a little bit noisy over there on the other side of the park, so I will stay here. So now 1080p 60 frames per second, Pixel 6 Pro and Galaxy S20 FE. As I said before, today is cooler and overcast, so but you can still kind of measure the dynamic range a little bit with the clouds here. So it's even cloudy here behind me. So you let me know which one you think is better. Okay, let's finish with the 1080p 30 frames per second. As usual, 1080p 30 frames per second. It looks like the Pixel has a wider field of view. But let me pan around a little bit. As I told you before, it's been mostly overcast today, cool day. So it's been okay. So you see a little bit of a blue sky, kind of struggling to come out, but it's fine a day like this. So it's been too hot lately, so having this day or having a day like this is nice to cool down a little bit. So Pixel 6 Pro and Galaxy S20 FE 1080p 30 frames per second. Okay, so once again here with the feature, I think it would be very useful if the Pixel had it, which is the ability to record and switch from the front-facing camera to the rear camera while recording without having to stop the recording, which is very useful with the so just wanted to highlight this feature. So another feature that the S20 FE has that the Google Pixel 6 Pro doesn't have is the portrait video, something that in Google should include in its upcoming, it's very windy, its upcoming phones. So portrait video with the different backgrounds, effects, so black and white. So this one, cinematic mode, the one I call cinematic mode. Okay, let's go back to the normal one. Blur.